Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Anchia, for what purpose?
will the gentlelady yield for questions?
Will the lady yield for questions?
I yield.
The lady yields.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think you've contextualized this well. From a law enforcement perspective, I know you care very much about it. I don't think either you or I or anybody in this chamber would disagree with the quotes that Representative Schaefer offered up about the difficulty of immigration reform and balancing the humanitarian natures, the humanitarian issues that we have before us with the securing of our borders. Is that a fair assessment?
That is.
But what you're saying to the body is, hey, we share those goals, but this is not the way to do it. No law enforcement group, as my understanding, came and testified in favor of this bill. Is that right?
That's correct. In fact, law enforcement dropped cards against. They tried to meet with the author. We have had multiple conversations with different law enforcement individuals about the devastating consequences of this bill.
And in fact, the rank and file at DPS really think highly of Colonel McCraw. And I have heard personally about why are we perverting the chain of command here and taking Colonel McCraw out of the oversight of the BPU or the current border effort. Have you heard the same thing?
We've heard the same thing, and the fact is that our DPS troopers have some of the best training. They are experienced. Our DPS director has experience necessary to do what they are doing, and we're stripping those powers away from DPS to create this new civilian force that does not have the same experience as our DPS now.
And it is the case that Representative Schaefer said, well, some may be retired police officers, some may be retired military, but we saw what a former member of the military, somebody who got kicked out of the military, did in Allen just this week, did we not?
We saw the consequences of that. We see and have tried to highlight the concerns about not having language in here to prevent people like that from joining this force, to prevent people from a history of mental health illness, for example, of joining this force, to prevent people who have in their heart or who would probably fail a polygraph test from joining this force, civilian force. We need people who have law enforcement training who understand the laws on our books and who will follow those laws.
And while the author did mention former military or former police as candidates here, people who have done neither would be eligible to be deputized, essentially be given a badge here to serve in the BPU. Is that not right?
That's correct. And then what uniforms are they going to be wearing? What police vehicles are they going to be using? The language of this bill.
The lady's time has expired.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.